Most people spend their whole lives believing that intelligence is about accumulating information, memorizing facts, quoting books, and having diplomas hanging on the wall. But deep down, you've already noticed that this doesn't add up, right? You've seen extremely educated people make absurd decisions. You've seen brilliant people freeze under pressure, and you've probably asked yourself, if these people are so intelligent, why do they make so many mistakes? And the answer is simple and uncomfortable for many. Being intelligent isn't about knowing more, it's about seeing things differently, noticing patterns that most people ignore. It's thinking in a way that's not automatic. It's acting with clarity when everyone else is reacting on impulse. And today I want to show you 5 mindset shifts that not only boost your intelligence, but also turn you into someone extremely effective. The kind of person who walks into a room and changes the energy of the place. Without arrogance, without needing to prove anything to anyone, just presence, calm, and silent strength. So let's get started. Number 1, stop arguing to win and start asking questions to understand. Most people argue as if they're in a boxing ring, as if they're in a fight. They want to win, they want to prove they're right, they want to impose their point of view. And intelligent people don't play that game. They don't need to win the conversation. They want to understand what's behind it. Instead of attacking, they ask, what made you come to that conclusion? What are you really hoping for with this? Have you ever thought about it from this other angle? They stay calm, stay curious, and precisely because they're not on the defensive, they get the other person to let their guard down. When someone lets their guard down, the truth comes out. You don't change minds by trying to defeat people. You change minds when you understand how they work. Second, stop dramatizing the moment and start observing the system. Most people treat any mistake as a final verdict. A bad presentation turns into, I'm terrible. A bad workout turns into, this isn't for me. A rejection turns into, like, there's something wrong with me. Intelligent people don't take mistakes personally. They don't even call it failure. They call it information. They ask, what brought me here? What pattern repeated itself? What can I adjust and try again? They see life as a system in constant adjustment, not as a personal drama. When you broaden your perspective, you realize that nothing is final and everything is feedback. And those who learn to read feedback evolve much faster. 3, run everything through a simple question. Is this under my control? A large part of people's mental exhaustion comes from trying to control what doesn't depend on them. Other people's opinions, gossip, news, traffic, other people's behavior in general. The more you try to control the uncontrollable, the more drained you become. Intelligent people do things differently. They filter everything with a clear question. Does this depend on me? And if it does depend on them, they take action. If it doesn't, they let it go. No personal drama, no mental spirals. The calm you see in high-performing people isn't a lack of problems. It's absolute focus on what truly matters. 4, learn to be comfortable with silence. Notice how silence makes a lot of people uncomfortable. People feel an overwhelming need to fill every pause with noise, jokes, or sound. Intelligent people master silence. They speak less, listen more, and observe more. They don't keep interrupting all the time. They let the moment breathe. Because the less you react automatically, the more control you have over the situation. Silence reveals things that noise hides. Those who know how to stay silent usually notice much more than those who talk too much. 5, don't react immediately. Observe first. Did someone say something rude? Most people explode. When something gets out of control, most people panic. Intelligent people take a pause. They breathe, observe, and process the information. That small gap between stimulus and response is what changes everything. Reacting is easy. Anyone can react. Observing requires maturity, self-control, and clarity. And this attitude puts you at an advantage. You see what others don't. You become a calm person in the midst of chaos. And that's impossible to ignore. So to wrap up, you don't need to be the most educated in the room. You don't need to speak the loudest or prove you know more than others. You just need to change the way you think and react. Ask questions instead of arguing. Broaden your perspective instead of panicking. Focus only on what is within your control. Respect silence and observe before acting. That is real strength. Most people won't do this. They will remain impulsive, reactive, and emotionally exhausted. But if you start practicing these mental habits, something changes. You don't just feel smarter. You become clearer, calmer, more stable, and unshakable. If this video made sense to you, like it here so I know. Write silent strength in the comments. Subscribe to the channel because this is just the beginning. While the world chases after noise, you're here to build real presence, clarity, and power. Much love, and see you in the next video.